Hi, I'm Matt Greaves, Marketing Manager at SWAT UK. Today I'm joined by Andy Holton, SWAT UK's Divisional Director for Publications.
Hello Matt.
Hi Andy, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So we're going to be talking a little bit more about the changes in relation to academies today. And I understand there were two Academy Accounts Directions issued recently. What was the reason for issuing two, Andy?
Two directions are required because some academies will need to apply FRS 102, which is a new accounting standard, and some will not. So as you no doubt know, all academies have a 31st of August year end. So most academies won't need to worry about FRS 102 until next year. So the accounts direction that the vast majority of academies will follow this year will be based on old UK GAAP and the Charity SORP 2005. But any academies that were incorporated after 1st January 2015, so any new academies this year, they will have to follow FRS 102 and the FRS 102 based Charity SORP. So a separate accounts direction was needed for those academies because the accounting rules are completely different and it just wouldn't be practicable to put both sets of rules into one accounts direction. One point to note though is that old academies, so those incorporated before 1st January 2015, are not allowed to apply the new accounts direction. They have to stick with the old one for this year.
Right, I see, okay. And has anything changed in the direction based on the old standards that the academies will be applying?
Right, well thankfully the changes in that direction are not that great. So for the vast majority of academies there isn't a lot of change to worry about. And as the revised directions weren't issued until the 12th of June, from our perspective in terms of updating all our documentation, that's good that there weren't a vast number of changes, because obviously we'd be pushed to get that out in time for the August year ends. The changes that have been made are at a fairly detailed level. So for example, donations now need to be split between fixed asset donations or other donations, and if an academy makes any non-contractual severance payments, it now needs to list each one regardless of amount. Another change on the audit side is that if an audit report is to be modified in any way or qualified, then the auditors must inform the Education Funding Agency and also the National Audit Office that the audit report will be qualified. But as you can see, that those are just some examples of changes, but they're at a fairly detailed level. There are a number of others that it wouldn't really be practicable to discuss in a forum like this, so that they're set out in the accounts direction, so that would be the easiest place to find them.
Okay, and is there anything different in the new directions based on FRS 102 and the 2015 Charities SORP?
Yes, the main differences there are actually to do with FRS 102 itself and the Charity SORP. So for example, if an academy has financial instruments, they will need to be at fair value. If they have a material holiday pay accrual, they'll need to provide that in the accounts. But those are the sort of changes that would apply to any entity adopting FRS 102 for the first time. In terms of anything academy specific, then the changes in that direction are the same, if you like, as have been made in the other academies direction. So all the changes in the 2015 accounts direction will be driven by FRS 102 and the Charity SORP rather than anything in the accounts direction itself.
Okay.
So a good way to see the differences between the two would be to look at the set of model accounts that is included in each direction. There's a model academy called Coketown, so you could sit there with both directions open and just compare the two sets of accounts, and that would be a very good way to get an idea of what the main changes are.
Right, I see. Yeah, that sounds like a good way of sort of identifying the changes there.
Oh, absolutely.
And is there any additional guidance available for firms? Is there any sort of manuals or documentation available in respect to academies and these changes?
Well, the Education Funding Agency makes the accounts directions publicly available, and they've got a good summary of the changes. There is also an Academies financial handbook that goes with the accounts directions, but then at SWAT we update the Walters Kluwer Academies audit toolkit, so that again includes a summary of the changes and it includes work programs, disclosure checklists and the like.
That's great, okay. Well, thanks very much for that, Andy. That's been really helpful. As Andy says, there is more information available on the Walters Kluwer website regarding that that particular manual. We also have more information on the SWAT UK website. If you have a look under the accountancy news section, we'll be posting any additional news relating to the academies on that page. Thanks for joining us today. I hope that's been useful.